It's your first from IPR News. I'm Megan McKinney. There have been several Trump cabinet officials visiting Iowa recently, and later in today's episode, taking a look at new, stricter visa rules for international students. We're going to hear from students and colleges about the effects of the changes. It's Friday, August 21st. U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche is the latest Trump cabinet official to make a stop in Iowa, but he says it's not because Republicans are worried about losing Iowa in the midterms. Blanche visited the Iowa State Fair yesterday. He was sworn in less than 2 weeks ago. He says he was invited by Senator Chuck Grassley, and they have a personal relationship beyond work.
I saw an influx of cabinet officials a few weeks ago in Wyoming. I saw an influx of cabinet officials a few weeks ago in Miami as well. So I like that there could be a narrative that we run around compensating for fear about what's going to happen in an election, but it's not true.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins visited the State Fair earlier this week. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer have also been to Iowa recently. The nonpartisan Cook Political Report has shifted the prediction of two key Iowa races. It changed the governor's race from a toss-up to lean Democrat, and the state's U.S. Senate race from lean Republican to a toss-up. The Cook Report says it made the change after reviewing recent poll results and the current political environment in the state. In the governor's race, Democrat Rob Sand is running against Republican Zach Lane. And in the Senate race, Republican Ashley Hinson, Democrat Josh Turek, and Libertarian Thomas Lane are on the ballot this November. The Libertarian running for Iowa governor says property rights need to be reformed and more needs to be done to improve water quality. Nicholas Gluba made his comments at the Des Moines Register Political Soapbox at the State Fair. Here's more from IPR's Mara Curran.
Gluba is calling for changes to property tax law, eminent domain, and agricultural pollution in waterways. He promised to sign a bill restricting the use of eminent domain for carbon capture pipelines. Governor Kim Reynolds vetoed a similar bill last year. He also touted a property tax plan that would base tax assessments on the last fair sale purchase price. Gluba says he has a proposal to expand water quality efforts too, like increasing fine amounts for chemical dumping in waterways.
There's also going to be restrictions on how close you can use pesticides, herbicides, or various like glyphosates, nitrates, and whatnot around moving waters.
It's still unclear whether he and new running mate Charles Aldrich will be on the November ballot after Gluba's first choice was disqualified. I'm Mara Curran, IPR News.
A western Iowa community is dealing with the environmental fallout of a Cold War missile site more than 60 years after it was deactivated. IPR Sheila Bremer has more from a meeting in Missouri Valley where people want to know when contaminated water will finally be cleaned up.
The Army Corps of Engineers says it needs up to 2 more years to decide how to tackle trichloroethylene, or TCE, left behind by a former Atlas D missile site in the Les Hills of Harrison County. That's after an environmental investigation that started in 2012. Resident Rick Kohler is among those questioning the timeline.
But we're already almost to 2027. You're now just getting to just do some study about it?
However, project manager Scott Sawyer says federal law restricts how quickly the agency can move.
I apologize that it's not what you want. It's not at the speed you'd like to see it. It's just not going to be because I can't change the rules.
The Corps says it's tested 3 different treatment methods, each showing some reduction in TCE. I'm Sheila Bremer, IPR News.
It's your first from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. International students have traditionally been able to stay in the U.S. for as long as they needed to finish their academic programs, but the Trump administration is changing that policy. We're going to hear about the effects in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Friday. It's your first from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. A coalition of labor unions and higher education groups is suing the Trump administration over new, stricter visa rules for international students. An Iowa State junior is among the thousands of international students headed back to campus for a new semester amid uncertainty about how long they can stay in the country. Here's the Midwest Newsroom's Steph Conquest Ware.
The new academic year is about to get underway, and international students at colleges across the Midwest are worrying about more than grades. Under the second Trump administration, new visa restrictions are making it harder for citizens of other countries to attend American universities.
It's really hard to get out of bed every single day and hope that tomorrow's going to be the same way.
Daniel Shabazz is one of thousands of international students traveling to the Midwest for a new school year. The Pakistani 20-year-old starts his third year at Iowa State University on August 24th. Shabazz has a valid student visa, but he still worries that 2 years of studying could go to waste.
There's just so much at stake, especially for me where I don't have any family or anything in the United States, for me coming this far and spending this much money.
Foreign students used to be able to stay in the United States for as long as their academic programs lasted. Starting September 15th, those with the F1 visas will have just 4 years to complete their studies. As of mid-August, it was unclear if the change will apply to both new students and returning students. Anthony Ogden is the founder and managing director of Gateway International Group, which supports institutions and organizations with international programs.
I think in some ways they're conflating international students with other populations that come here and overstay their visas.
The federal government's Student and Exchange Visitor Information System tracks international students while they're in the U.S. Less than 4% of 1.3 million students and exchange learners overstayed their visas in 2024, according to a Department of Homeland Security report. And most international students leave the country after studying or getting job training, according to an analysis by the Economic Information Group, a bipartisan public policy organization. Rega Sharma Crawford is an immigration attorney in Kansas City. She says even students with valid documents are being denied at ports of entry.
Advocates are telling students if you're out of the country, get back in the country before September 15th, because we can't predict what's going to happen.
University administrators at several Midwestern colleges told the Midwest Newsroom the changes are hard to keep up with. Here's Haley Williams, Senior Director of Global Affairs and International Student Services at Fort Hays State University in Kansas.
It's just very confusing to try to dissect what exactly is going to be implemented and how those things are going to impact individuals, because it truly is a case-by-case scenario.
Most international students pay full price for tuition.
They're not just helping pay the bills, but they're enriching our classrooms, they're enriching our campuses and our communities.
The Midwest Newsroom reviewed international enrollment data from 16 public and private universities in 4 Midwestern states. 11 reported declines in foreign students since 2023.
There will be huge financial implications to not just on tuition, but in the communities where students are coming and studying.
Daniel Shabazz, the Iowa State student, is a mechanical engineering and political science double major. He's also the opinion editor at the Iowa State Daily.
As I studied, I became more interested in actually wanting to know what's happening in the world, and then eventually about writing about it.
He's using his skills to understand how visa policies might affect him and his peers this school year. I'm Steph Conquest Ware, the Midwest Newsroom.
The Midwest Newsroom is a grant-supported collaboration including NPR, IPR News, and member stations in Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska. It's also a member of the Trust Project. Glad to share that great reporting with you today on Here First from IPR News. I'm Megan McKinney. I hope you had a great week. I'll talk to you on Monday.